When you look at your click-through rate or CTR on your analytics page, it's really not telling you everything. So let's dive into that starting right now. Hey fellow creators, my name's Patrick and I have successfully monetized 2 channels and working on a third. Plus I have over 25 years of experience as a professor for business and marketing, and I really just want to try to help other creators who maybe are stuck trying to get to the 1,000 mark so they can get monetized, or maybe you're past that 1,000 mark but you just really feel like your channel's plateaued. I want to try to share with you some of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way, and I want you to come along with me as I grow this channel so you can see it doesn't matter where you're at. We all start at 0 when we start new channels, and it's a process. And so it's very easy to get frustrated, but I think we can help you get past those frustrations. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about click-through rates, because what I find is most small channels realize what click-through rate is, but if you don't, let's just start with that. So your click-through rate, or your CTR as a lot of times we call it, is really a percentage of every time YouTube shows up your video or the thumbnail for your video, what percentage of the time does the person who's seeing that actually click on it? Now, the big question always is what is a good number? And like most numbers on YouTube, there's really no right answer. It all depends on the niche you're in or the types of videos you're making, and it's really can vary. Now, I will tell you, we typically are somewhere between 3 and 5% on our big channel Travels with Delaney. But again, if you're doing a different style video or in a different niche, then that may get totally thrown out the window. I kind of feel like you have to start with a benchmark and then you start competing against yourself to try to get better each week. But the problem is when you click into your YouTube studio and you see that click-through rate up at the top, it really doesn't tell you the whole story. That is nothing more than an average of lots of different click-through rates based upon where your thumbnail is appearing. So what I want to do is go ahead and jump on my laptop so we can take a look at a couple of videos that are both product review videos, but one did a lot better than the other, and we're going to break down what went wrong with the thumbnail and the click-through rate on the one that didn't perform as well. And what I really want to do is show you how to get to this data so you can start analyzing how are your thumbnails performing based upon where your thumbnails are actually appearing. All right, so I'm in Creator Studio and I'm going to go ahead and I want to click on this video right here, the Icy Breeze Portable AC Challenge, and I'm going to click on Analytics. Now, once you're into the analytics for a specific video, you have a wealth of information, but today we're only focusing on click-through rate. So to get to the click-through rate, right here at the top, I'm going to click on Reach, and you'll see right here in the middle, it says impression click-through rate, 5.6%. That is a really good percentage on our channel, which is one of the reasons why this video is done pretty well. You can see so far, we have about 20,000 views on this one particular video. But what I want to do now is, a lot of people would just say, woo, I got a good 5.6%, and you're done. But we're not done. We need to deep dive into where is that number coming from. So if I scroll down, you're going to see traffic sources. And this is going to kind of give you an idea of where are all those views coming from. So right here at the top, we have YouTube search. Well, that's when somebody goes in and searches for something specific and they find your video. Now, if you're wondering, like, what are they searching for that led them to my video? If we go on this page and scroll on down a little further, right here on the right-hand side, it says traffic source, YouTube search. It's going to tell you what some of those keywords they were typing in that prompted your video or your thumbnail to show up on that page. So in this case, you can see things like Icy Breeze Portable Air Conditioner, Icy Breeze Air Cooler, Icy Breeze, Icy Breeze, Icy Breeze Review, and you can click more if you want to see more, but that will tell you what people are searching for that is allowing them to find your video. Now, let me just say right up front, if you're missing some of this data, it's because you don't have enough videos in the YouTube system yet for them to be able to provide a lot of this in-depth knowledge. You will get it. It's all absolutely free. You don't have to pay for it. You just need to make content. And the more content you get out there, the more YouTube can analyze your videos and let you know what's going on. And anyway, I want to click See More because I want to go in, because that was just the percentage of where our views were coming from. I want to know then within those, what was the individual click-through rate? So when we see that 5.6% CTR on this video, that's actually an average of all the clicks. So what we really want to know is, how does that break down? And YouTube gives us all of that. So if I scroll down, I can see that YouTube search we had 81,204 impressions. So think about that. 81,000 times YouTube had my thumbnail for this video served up when somebody was searching something like Icy Breeze. And our click-through rate on that was 7.7%. So you can see that's much higher than the actual average of 5.6. Now, just below that, we'll see the suggested videos. So when YouTube maybe suggested along the side or at the end of a video, notice that's lower, 4.4%. So when it was suggested up to people, fewer people clicked than when people were actually searching for the Icy Breeze. Now, the next one is the browse feature, and that's 4.9, so it's below our average, but it's a little bit higher than suggested. We can scroll on down. Channel pages is when it appears on somebody's channel page or their own page. So like when it appears on our page, or maybe it appears on a similar channel home page. 3.2%, so not quite as well. And then playlist, 2.9%. And then playlist page, 2.3%. Now, I have to be honest with you, and I'm always going to be honest with you. When I don't know something, I do this with my students in the classroom. When I don't know something, I'm honest and let you know I don't know. So the question I have, and I've been researching this and still have not been able to find the answer, what is the difference between the playlist and the playlist page? And honestly, I just don't know at this point. We all know what the playlist is. If you put the video into a playlist and then people open your playlist, you know, how often do they click? And you can see about 2.9%. All right, so overall, I'm pretty happy with this. This is the type of video that I figured would do well with search, or I wanted to do well with search. When somebody was researching the Icy Breeze, I want them to click, and you can see under search, 7.7%. Thrilled with that. Let's go ahead now, though, and take a look at a second video that was released just a couple weeks later. If you're getting any value out of this video, would you do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button? It really helps out. And if you want to continue to grow your channel with me, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time I put out a brand new video. Now, let's get right back into this video. And so this other video was on the Midland two-way radios. Go ahead and click on reach, and you can see not a good click-through rate, 3.0, and that's an average. So if I scroll down and under traffic sources, I'm going to click see more. That's going to open this up so we can see those individuals. So browse features, 3.1%. Now, how did that compare with the other video? Well, the Icy Breeze video was 4.9%. So you can see right there, we're well over 1% difference just in the browsing feature. YouTube search. Now, this is, again, where somebody's actively looking for your video or they're looking for content related to your video. This time it was 4.9, but remember on the Icy Breeze, 7.7%. So it doesn't mean that YouTube, when somebody maybe searched Midland Radios, wasn't putting it out there. It just means people weren't clicking on it, which tells me the thumbnail probably wasn't good. Channel pages, 2.3%. And again, it was 3.2 on the Icy Breeze. And then this one's the real killer, suggested videos, 1.8%. 4.4% on the Icy Breeze. That's a huge difference. And you might say, well, why weren't they suggesting it? Well, if the video isn't performing well early on, then YouTube says, hey, we're not going to suggest this up because nobody likes it. So we need it to do well in other areas so we can get our video suggested. It's one of the reasons why I really believe that first 4 to 6 hours is so crucial for your videos, because if the video starts off and does well in the beginning, that's going to be a sign to the YouTube algorithm. But if your video does not get off to a good start, that could potentially be a red flag for the algorithm, and it could slow down those suggestions. Coming on down, you can see this one did really well, though, in the playlist, and actually outperformed the Icy Breeze, 5.1 and 6.3%. Ultimately, though, by having that information, now I can start to analyze, because if you're making videos that you're expecting to do well in search, and the thumbnail CTR on search is not good, it doesn't matter what it is in other areas, it's going to bring that down. In terms of total views, though, if you're curious, like what's the difference between a video with 5.6 and 3.0 on the CTR? Well, remember, the other video did about 20,000 views so far. This video's done about 2,400. We're talking 10x with a CTR difference of around 2.0. So the CTR, the click-through rate, is crucial to actually getting views on your channel, because ultimately the algorithm just isn't going to give you the impressions if people aren't clicking. And again, it's looking early on within that first 4 hours, I kind of feel like is one crucial point, within 12 hours is a second, and then 24 hours is a third. What can you do if you have a CTR problem? Well, you can always change out your thumbnail and rework your title, and that might be enough to give that video some life and get it going again. I have had that work a few times, and sometimes I've changed them and not really seen much of a difference. I hope that helps you, so you can now go in and start analyzing your click-through rates within the YouTube Studio. This is your homework for next week. I want you to go into a video that had performed really well, and I want you to write down those numbers, and then go into a video that you had thought would perform well and write those down and compare and see exactly where the differences were in your CTRs. And then maybe think about making a new thumbnail for that video that's not doing as well as you had hoped. And then let's track it for 30 days and, we'll just see. Let me know down in the comments if you're finding these videos helpful, and let me know what your click-through rate is and what you'd like to actually see it be. Till next time, everybody, keep on creating. We'll see you soon. Bye.